Hey everybody, welcome to EduMatch. Thank you so much for tuning in with us for this very special episode featuring a good friend of mine, Makisha Rogers. She's an author in EduSnap 17. So welcome, Makisha.
Hi, thank you. Hello, everyone. Thanks, Sarah.
Oh, thanks so much for being here. All right, so for those of you who might not be familiar with Makisha, let me tell you a little bit about her. So, Makisha began her teaching career as a reading and language arts instructor. Go reading. Woo! After receiving her master's of education in instructional design and technology, she moved into the role of instructional technology specialist, where she's beginning her 5th year. Beginning that no one is ever truly a specialist in instructional technology, Makisha has a love of learning and failing forward. She enjoys figuring out how digital tools can be integrated into instruction and can enhance learning and creativity. So that is so awesome. So we just heard a little bit about your background. So who or what inspired you to go into education?
You know what? Education is actually a second career for me. I was volunteering with an organization called Single Parent Alliance and Resource Center. And from there, I just met a lot of single mothers and I saw a cycle of some things happening. And I thought that the best way that I could affect change was to get an education. So I joined an organization, got my teaching certificate, and for the past 8 years, I've been an educator trying to make a difference, right? That's what we do.
Oh yeah, that's definitely so that is awesome. So glad that you are in the field and I get to learn with you. That is just super awesome. So what's been your own journey in connecting with other educators and what kinds of things have you learned along the way?
All right. So, you know what? My connecting with education educators actually started with Twitter, right? Like a lot of people. So I got on Twitter a few years ago and dabbled around with it. And then I connected with some amazing people. I connected with you. I connected with EduMatch. And, from there, with that community of educators connecting, just kind of set me on the path of, okay, this is sort of the way you need to be. It's amazing to connect with educators, people just wanting to help each other grow and become better and learn from each other. So yeah, that's really where it started with EduMatch Karaoke. Not at ISTE crew. The hashtag Not at ISTE is an amazing crew to connect with. Yeah.
Totally. Oh my gosh. And yeah, I love it. Absolutely. Okay, so what brought you to EdTech? Because you started off in reading, so then you moved to EdTech. So what kind of inspired you to go into EdTech?
So when I was a reading and language arts instructor, I was working with middle schoolers, 7th graders, and a lot of them were reading way below grade average. And technology was the way for them to connect with the content. It gave them access. And so I started using technology more and more with my students so that they could access our reading curriculum and also to engage them in the content. And then that was kind of how I knew I just loved instructional technology and what it could do for the classroom, what it could do for the students to connect them to the content. So when I was going to get my master's, I decided that's what I wanted my focus to be.
That is super super cool. And things sometimes lead us, to other things. So absolutely. All right. So you have written a chapter in EduSnap 17. So what is your chapter about? What can people expect to read when they look at your chapter?
Okay, so my chapter is actually about an edu reset. So after 4 years of being with the same organization in the same school, I made a change this summer and I'm with a new school. And my thinking over the summer was really, okay, what tools have I been using for the past years that worked for me? And what tools do I want to take with me moving forward? So that chapter is kind of just me assessing my last, several years of teaching and what really worked in the field of instructional technology in my classroom and working with instructors. And okay, now I'm going to just take a minute. I'm going to wipe the slate clean. I'm going to reset, and I'm only going to take my tools that I need. So that's what the chapter is about. The digital tools that's worked for me in the past. I feel like that was a lot of words. Was that the gist of it?
Yeah, that was great. That was great. And what I loved about your chapter is that you spoke about like the tools, and you also spoke about instructional strategies. So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to drill down to both of those categories, but first I wanted to give a huge shout out to Rochelle, who I see interacting with us on the YouTube live page. So, hey,
Hi,
Rochelle.
Michelle.
So, in terms of instructional strategies that you mentioned in your chapter, what are some that you might recommend?
Instructional strategies for working with the teachers or working with the students?
I'm sorry for working with the students for integrating the technology. I guess I'm going a little backwards but forwards, but
No,
backwards but
no, no,
forwards.
no, no. That's okay. I just wanted to make sure. So instructional strategies when working with the students. I think you have to make it meaningful for them, right? Um, Anything authentic, anything that's engaging for the students. And what's really cool about having technology in there is that you can add a little bit. It's so easy to differentiate, right? So in order to make something kind of engaging for the students, you can put different things inside of a lesson that's infused with technology that can engage different students. And you can front load it. You as a teacher can build all of that. So when it's time to actually do that lesson with the students, they already have bits and pieces. They have so much choice that technology can give them. So make it meaningful, make it engaging, and use technology to do that.
All right, absolutely. So now that we're talking about technology, let's also talk about some of your favorite tools. So if you could hit me like maybe with two or three of your favorite tools that you use. I know it's like people say picking a child, right?
I know,
But
I know.
but if you had to just think of a few that you use and that you really enjoy, what are they and why do you enjoy them?
Um, enjoy is a word, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some that I can't live without, right? So I don't know if I necessarily enjoy them. They just work for what I do and they work for what my students need. Of course, it goes without being said, the Google Suite kind of replaced a lot of tools in my arsenal. Um, you can build anything with that. So I love Google Suite, but I would have to say one of like the tools that I like to pull out of the bag and have used in parent trainings, I've used in teacher trainings, I've used in the classroom has been Padlet. I love Padlet. I find that that is probably one of the most versatile tools that I have for student responses, getting different information out there to parents, collecting, for crowdsourcing information. It's just one of those tools that I feel like I use all the time. So that's one of my favorites. I don't know if I enjoy it, but it's something I feel like it's there for me when I need it.
Totally. Yeah, I feel you. Like a good neighbor, Padlet is there, right?
Exactly. You got it.
Exactly. That is so cool. All right. So, what's one piece of advice that you would give to anyone who might be watching?
Oh, you know what? Something that has really been reinforced for me, especially with starting a new job and meeting new students and working with new teachers and trying to get new things, new ideas flowing and trying to get integration started up in the classroom. Do not take anything personal, especially if you're in the role of integration specialist or curriculum specialist, and you're trying to work with teachers and things aren't happening the way you want them to happen. Do not take anything personal. I swear it is not against you. Everybody's teaching style is different. What's for some people is not for another person, and it's not you. So I think don't take anything personal. And I mean, that goes with the students too, right? They're just kids. So just take it all in stride. Don't take anything personal. Continue just, working with a purpose and doing what you love, and you'll be all right. So that's the best advice. Have a purpose, work that purpose, and don't take anything personal.
Oh, I love that. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So, definitely love chatting with you, and looking forward to having you back on future episodes of EduMatch.
Yes, oh my gosh, Sarah, this is exciting.
I'm excited to have you on. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us. So
Thank
before we
you.
let you go, if anyone wants to connect with you online, how can they reach you?
Okay, so the best way to reach me is through Twitter at Kisha, Kisha, 4, the number 4, and then tech. So Kisha for Tech on Twitter.
All right, Keisha Fortek. So check her out, folks. She is amazing. Check out her chapter in EduSnap 17, EduMatch Snapshot in Education 2017, which will be coming your way December 30th. So definitely check that out. We have like so many just I can't even find the words because it's just blowing. So Makisha and several other amazing authors are in there. So definitely check that out. So wanted to thank you all for tuning in. In addition, reminding everyone to come back at 2:30. We will be talking to the author of Spy Quest. So definitely come back, check that out. And then tomorrow, 6 p.m., we are going to have a tweet and talk on mindfulness. So you can find us on Twitter, hashtag EduMatch. That would be the hashtag. And also right here in the same bat channel. So 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tune in. Nicolette James is going to be moderating that episode. So so everybody have a great rest of your afternoon, and thank you for joining us.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.